Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, man. So there is obviously something in the air because man, G Herbo he didn't fell the same way that we just talked about with Casanova two times. And if you ain't been keeping track, man, I just did a story on Casanova two times. Check that video out too. But G Herbo is getting indicted by the feds, man. Him and five of his compadres, man. Five of his homeboys, man. This is a crazy situation. And man, it looks like there was a lot of weird transactions going on. And this is more of a financial case than anything that has to do with a lot of the street violence or anything like that. So on that end, he's a winner. But man, you know when the feds come, they come. Now, before we get into the specifics of all this, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, man, let's get to this story. Man, what a horrible time to be a rapper, man. I mean, it's a crazy paradox, man, because there is no better time in the world to be a rapper financially. But on the danger side of the game and on the legality side of the game, man, there is no worse time to be a rapper. So that's crazy, man. I wonder how they work with that right now. I know they're enjoying their rapper life and doing their thing, but god dang, bro, it's too much going on right now. Okay, so let's get to the story. So Chicago drill rapper G Herbo, man. Now, you might know G Herbo as a drill rapper who came up at the same time as Chief Keef and all the drill rappers in the early 2012 to 2014, 2015 time frame. And dude was mad young. That whole time, he was like super duper young. He was with the Chief Keef time frame and, you know, those cats who came in together, man. He was riding that wave. And he rode it well, man. And he's lasted since then. So G Herbo's been in the game for a while, man. You know, for a cat coming from Tarrytown, man, he's made it a long way. And he's kind of like a staple in hip-hop, man. He's dropped a couple of joint projects that were unique. I know he had one with one of the producers down there in Atlanta. What was his name? Southside. And, man, he's had an all right career, just to say the least. He's had some good collaborations, done a lot of things, man, you know? And with all that being done, man, it seems like he too cannot escape the long arm of the law, man, because it looks like he messed up dealing with one individual. Now, G Herbo, whose real name is Herbert Wright III, man, is being included in an indictment that includes like 5 other people. G Herbo are very interesting to say the least. Now, this is what's being alleged. Now, it's being alleged that G Herbo, well, he's actually being indicted on a federal fraud case, you know, and it's brought by Massachusetts of all states, man. I don't know why it's out of Massachusetts or what his connections in Massachusetts is, but I mean, what they're alleging there is that him, his music promoter, and other members of his crew used stolen identification, so stolen ID cards, to charge more than $1 million worth of exotic services. Now, this lasted for over a 4-year period. Now, G Herbo, man, among the things that he got in this situation were private jet trips, limousine rides, exotic car rentals, vacations at Jamaican villas. I mean, they was doing it up. But man, let's continue. Even 2 designer puppies purchased for Wright from a dealer in Michigan in 2017. So they were at this hustle for 4 years strong. So man, they can even pinpoint to the time that he used the purchases to buy puppies. Now this goes to another thing I've been talking about is all the scamming that's been going on in hip hop. When hip hop first started to catch the wave on scamming, rappers and everybody stayed away from scammers. They seem like weirdos or whatnot. But a lot of the Chicago drill rappers and a lot of rappers lately, man, have been involved more and more with the scamming side of things, which is odd, man. It's like it's becoming more accepted in the hip hop community as one of the, you know, street crimes or street, you know, things that you could do to get paper or come ups or hustles or whatever you want to call it. And, you know, people are going and using that and relying on that for ill-gotten gains. And they're alleging that G Herbo was one of those people. Now, here's a couple of the names of folks that are also being charged with G Herbo, man. So you've got a gentleman by the name of Antonio T-Glow Strong. T-Glow is his nickname. And that's G Herbo's promoter and manager, allegedly. And then you got another rapper by the name of Joseph Williams, who also goes by the name Joe Rodeo. And then you've also got these other alleged conspirators, a guy by the name of Stephen Hayes Jr., another guy by the name of DeMario Soros, and finally Terrence Bender. And they're all from Chicago. So this is a pretty elaborate scheme, man, that they're running out of Massachusetts and running off these goods, man. $1 million of goods was being alleged, which is crazy. And they point directly to Antonio Strong, or Tiglo, and saying that he, was pretty much the ringleader. That's what they're alleging. Now, this is a 14-count indictment, and it charges all the defendants with conspiracy to commit wire fraud. That's always the one right there, man. That is always the one right there. Wire fraud. I have yet to see in any of these cases anybody beat that, man. That wire fraud, or because anything like they connected to anything electrical, like anything like that has to do, if you fax something, if you use your cell phone, it's just so much that they can use for that wire fraud. And that's why it's always in there, man. And they also had aggravated identity theft. Now, I don't see anything as far as like any type of violence or anything like this. This is basically, it looks like a complete scamming charge, but it brought on federal charges. So G Herbo and his team, they're looking at some type of I don't think they're going to be looking at a situation like what's going on with Casanova 2 times right now, because they're alleging some other things in that court case. But in this, it looks like they already got Mr. Strong. And they've already charged him with wire fraud, and court records are already showing that, he's pretty much the lead person on this, as opposed to G Herbo, who's the rapper, you know what I mean? Now, he was already arrested on the 25th of September, and, he basically has already seen the judge, and they ordered that he be brought back to Massachusetts and placed in the custody of federal marshals there, U.S. Marshals, so he can face his charges in Massachusetts. Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. I'm going to say maybe G Herbo didn't even know a lot of this was going on, but, man, they later on connect him to the whole, ordering the puppies and things like that. Now, that is a weird situation. Like, what in the world was G Herbo getting some exotic puppies for? Like, was he trying to resell them? Was there a gift for his shorty? Like, what in the world is the story behind that, I'm wondering. But it's all up here in the indictment. And it looks like, man, another rapper's going down. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, there's no murder charge or no drug charge or anything like that, so it's probably only like a year or two. Man, we do not know. Whatever they're alleging, and they've obviously got a lot of evidence based on what they got on Mr. Strong and a couple of his co-defendants who have already been apprehended, like the earlier gentleman we talked about, Mr. Williams. He already had to turn himself into Chicago. So G Herbo, it looks like him and the other two guys are just standing back and waiting to see, do they need to turn themselves in or what it is, man. But either way, man, this is all bad, man. All bad, man. G Herbo, bro. Man, and I mess with G Herbo, but, man, it ain't looking good for him. That's for real. Now, as more information comes out about this, man, I'm going to be right on top of it and give you more information in every update. But for right now, man, it looks like he's in a waiting situation and he's going to see what they say. I'm sure it's not going to be good, whatever they come with. But hopefully, man, G Herbo, man, can avoid any type of lengthy sentence in this situation. You know what I'm saying? Now, with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. And hold up, man. I ain't even asked y'all the question. Do y'all think it's just an all-out on rappers right now? Like, what's going on right now? Now, I said it's a good time for rappers financially. That's just some rappers who could do shows in the South and stuff like that. And G Herbo has actually been blessed. Like, his streams and stuff have been up in the last couple of weeks with all the stuff that's going on. And, I mean, I think he was probably on a high. But, man, this was hanging over his head, obviously, because he obviously knew this was coming. Now, with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.